can all start by recycling something a lot of us have, gathering dust just sitting there in the garage or the back of your closet. Old paint cans. All right, how many do we have? Seriously. And here to help us brush up on our recycling knowledge is Kevin Lynch, the program manager of PaintCare Colorado. Kevin, how are you?
Doing great. How you doing?
Guilty. I've got the paint cans, all kinds of colors in the garage.
Everyone does.
We can get creative with that and do some good.
Absolutely.
Okay, tell me about this, Kevin.
So here on Earth Day today, I want to show you a little spring cleaning tips on what to do with that leftover paint.
Okay.
So we got some leftover paint here, and we're going to go ahead and use it on some art projects.
Let's do it.
Go ahead and pick your favorite color. Go ahead and pick up a brush.
I'm going to go with that bright royal blue.
Awesome.
You know, it's a power color. Okay,
Absolutely.
what should I do?
Just go ahead and pick up the brush.
Okay.
Dip it on in, and go ahead and just start painting.
All right. And so
paint is one of those things that all it takes is a little bit to add a little color to your life and change up what you're feeling.
Look at this. And why not do this? Like if you've got kiddos and start them thinking about doing some good with the leftover stuff that we just have there.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
So I've got some examples there from my nephew as well. So you don't need to be Picasso to start this. Just start picking up the brush, and like you said, just go ahead and start somewhere. So you can go ahead and get this local paint at local Habitat for Humanity restores or your local household hazardous waste centers. PaintCare sets up drop-off sites all over Colorado. We got about over 200 drop-off sites where you can drop off your leftover paint, as well as about a dozen where you can go and get free leftover paint as well.
Okay, see, that's good to know.
Absolutely.
That there are drop-off locations, so many of them. How can someone measure how much paint they need for a project, though, Kevin, to help reduce waste?
We do go ahead and encourage everyone to buy right, use it up, and recycle the rest.
Okay.
So first step in buying right is measuring what you're painting. So if you go ahead and start and do a little bit of measurement, looks like it's about 3 feet, and I already did the sideways here, so about 5 feet.
Okay.
So if we were to paint this tabletop, that'd be about 15 square feet. Looking at the label of the container, that covers about 25 square feet, so I'll cover 2 tabletops.
So the paint can should tell you more or less what it'll cover? Okay,
Absolutely.
see, I've never done that.
Absolutely.
I've never looked.
So not only will the paint can give you those instructions, if you take those measurements and explain to your local paint store or paint professional what you're painting, if you start with bare wood, it's going to absorb a lot more paint. If you're painting over something that's red with white, you might need a few more coats. So there may be some changes to exactly how much you need, but if you talk to your local paint professional,
they should know.
They should know, as well as go to paintcare.org. We have paint calculators on our website where it'll show you all those different parameters and what to think about when you're measuring for your next project.
Paintcare.org. That's a good website to have on hand. Now, Kevin, can all paint be recycled, and is this free to do?
Absolutely. So we do not accept all paint. We are an architectural paint program. So all the paints that you see next to you over there, oil-based paint, stains, varnishes, clear coats, we do take. Some of the items that we don't take are maybe some of your paint thinners or your actual unlabeled containers here. So there are products that we accept and what we don't take. You can go to your local paintcare.org drop-off site or onto our website to find out those details.
Where you can go. Okay, and say someone has leftover paint and just wants to get rid of it. What are some options for them? They don't necessarily want to go into an art project.
Absolutely. So if you don't want to go ahead and give it away to a local school group or something like that, you can go to paintcare.org, find on our site locator all the drop-off sites around you that take back the paint free of charge. So this is all paid for when you buy new paint in Colorado. There's a little fee, about 75 cents on a gallon, that pays for this whole program and makes it free and convenient to drop off the leftover paint.
There's an option for everything, whatever it is you want to do. Now, some people might want to hang on to their paint, you know, because they never know. They may need a touch-up later on. Any storage tips? Because I'm one of those people. I've got a few paint cans hanging around.
Absolutely. So some of the best storage tips you can do is, we'll show you some videos here. But basically, we encourage you just to keep everything nice and clean. So as you're opening the can and wiping your brush, just wipe it down, as well as use some saran wrap to maybe create a new seal. And then at the end of the day, store it right. Put it in your basement, somewhere nice and controlled.
Where it's going to stay fresh.
Yeah, stay fresh.
use it again. All right,
Exactly.
and before I let you go, Kevin, PaintCare. Tell us more about PaintCare and why the work that you guys do really is important here.
Absolutely. As you mentioned at the beginning, everyone has leftover paint. I feel like anyone has paint in their basements and garages and sheds.
Oh, yes.
We're created by the paint industry to manage all their leftover products all over the United States. We're in about a dozen states right now, so we're not everywhere. But in Colorado, we've collected over and processed over 6 million gallons and turned that back into recycled content paint out there for folks to do more arts and crafts projects.
Doing some good for sure. PaintCare, certainly a resource you need to have handy. Kevin, thank you so much for being with us today. What did you think of my little
I love it
here?
I love it. PaintCare blue. I like it. I like it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being with us this morning.
Appreciate it.
And PaintCare has more than 200 drop-off sites in Colorado. Find one near you by heading to that website. It's paintcare.org.